Good evening, or morning, or afternoon, or whenever the hell you're watching this. What is it? It's Monday, 10/10/2011, and I've got, what's it looks like, 123 questions on Formspring, so let's get started. Haha. Nether Tribes asks, Rubicant and Gilgamesh team up. First reaction, go! Holy crap, that would kick unimaginable ass. You know, here's the way I see it. Rubicant and Gilgamesh team up and become a team of time-traveling crime fighters who are chasing Jack the Ripper throughout time. Now, you see, Rubicant is the old grizzled, buttoned-down, by-the-books type of guy, and Gilgamesh is his wacky, off-the-wall partner. It's a classic buddy cop comedy, but I wouldn't want it to be just a movie. I would want it to be a weekly series. Ed O'Neill could play Rubicant, and who the hell would play Gilgamesh? Who would play? Who the fuck would play Gilgamesh? Kelsey Grammer. There we go. Sure. Okay, 3 in a row from Tails DM. First one. Can I start spamming your inbox over here? Sure, I love questions. Obviously, I must love questions, otherwise I wouldn't devote a couple hours a week to this. Yeah, it does take a couple hours to throw this thing together. It's not just the recording, there's the editing, then throwing the game footage together, all that good shit, yeah. Assuming my last question got a yes, here's a question. Is this statement false? I said I'd answer anything as long as it's a question, but I can't answer that. Because is this statement false? If I say yes, then whoops, it's not false. If I say no, then whoops. See, it's a thing. It's an Ouroboros. It's a snake eating its own tail. Ah. It's one of those logical things that makes me go, ah. One more for the road. Solve the paradox. Weekdays, rescue princess from Bowser. Weekends, go-karting with Bowser. Well, it's obvious that Mario and Bowser are just buddies. They're pals. The whole rescuing thing is just them fucking with Peach, and they get a lot of kicks out of it. I mean, think about it. Mario could have killed Bowser so many times, but he didn't. Bowser's still alive, and, you know, they're buddies. They're pals. They got a really strong bromance going on. Bros before hoes, motherfucker. Haha. Nintendo Third asks, is there a game you just turn on or let the title screen roll just for the BGM/cinematic that plays on that screen? I'm going to say yes. In terms of music, Mega Man 3 has a really awesome intro theme, despite the fact that it's the only game in the series to have an intro theme that doesn't have an animation to go along with it. It's just, you know, Mega Man 3, press start. And it has a really long, really awesome intro theme, so the only reason you'd ever hear it is if you want to. There's no story to go along with it. As for opening cinematics, I've always been a fan of the original Ninja Gaiden's opening cinematic. I know that's kind of cliche. It's the series that invented the whole cinematic thing, but what can I say? I love it. I always wondered how Malf fit into that really skinny ninja outfit anyway. Mario Power 200... What? Wait a second. No, not 200. Mario Power 201 asks, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a duck butt lollipop? You know, I don't know. Hey, Dark Duck, could you come over here so I can find out, please? I am Dub Blitz asks, what is your take on Apple business that is suddenly everywhere? Me, I don't care, honestly. I don't know what you mean by Apple business suddenly everywhere. Apple's been popular for a very long time, dude. They're not suddenly anywhere. The only reason they might be in the news right now is because of the iPhone 4S. Nigga, please. And also because of Steve Jobs passing away. But yeah. FanDude41! A lolly has a death grip on your leg and looks at you with its chibi eyes. What do you do? I tousle her hair, I mess with her hair and say, aww. You can Gake, Joe asks. After I finish uploading the first Mega Man Battle Network, I want to do a short game before I start uploading Battle Network 2. I'm willing to do NES, SNES, GBA, some DS, and PS1 games, maybe N64. So what should my mini LP be? Oh dear, Time Zone for the NES. Yeah, that's always my answer. The real answer is you play something you like. And why did my phone? My phone just beeped. Okay, that's convenient. Yeah, man, that was loud. Jeez, my phone just did stuff. Okay, yeah. Tattooed Yoshi asks, "Are you a fan of the Doctor Who series?" I get this question all the time. Jeez, no, really not. Oh well, whatever. Yeah. An anonymous user asks, "Whatever happened to the Tick anyway?" Well, the animated series got cancelled, and the live-action series got cancelled. Not very spoon, if you ask me. An anonymous user asks, "What is your least favorite flavor of drink, food, candy, etc.?" Well, my kryptonite is mushrooms. It's absolutely mushrooms. I can't even stand the smell of them cooking. Mushrooms are the death of me. It's so bad, my aversion to mushrooms is so severe, that if I don't feel like explaining it, I will usually simply just tell someone that I'm allergic to them, because that's not something that people argue with. For me, the aversion is so strong that I can't even have a mushroom dish if they pick the mushrooms out afterwards. People say, you know, just pick the mushrooms out, and my retort is, well, it's along the same lines of, you know, having a dish with peanuts in it, and offering to serve it someone who's allergic to peanuts if you promise to pick all the peanuts out. It ain't gonna work. And bunch in a row from anonymous users. Yeah, until I say otherwise, these are all from anonymous users. What is your favorite color of car and why? I like silver-colored cars, and I have no idea why. If you had only one day to live, what would you do? I'd take down as many people as I could with me? No, I would just live it like a normal day. Not a work day, I would just chill. Hanging, chillin', a little bit of illin'. What is your favorite and least favorite phrase? Well, I have a lot of catchphrases, so pretty much any of them would probably be one of my favorite phrases. And my least favorite phrase is one that showed up on the internet all of a sudden. It's SMH, which stands for shake my head or shaking my head. It's just, I hate that. It sickens me. What was the best thing that ever happened to you when you were in school, not including collage? I assume you mean college. Probably, oh dear, gosh, what is it? I don't know. Getting accepted to Northeastern, graduating, having a pretty darn cool girlfriend at the time, something, one of those three. Do I want to go for something academic, or do I want to go for something social, you know? Let's go ahead and say a little bit of both. You wake up with no arms, and as you look around, you see a black blob moving slowly up and down. You move forward and see it is Nether eating your arms. What do you do? I say, Nether, dude, if you are hungry, just say something. I got cases of ramen in the basement. Feel free to help yourself. Hell, I'll even do it for you, but damn, I mean, I miss my arms. When you were a kid, what was your favorite game? Oh dear, do you mean video game? Gotta be Mario 3. Or possibly Dr. Mario. No, Mario 3, who am I kidding? Yeah, Mario 3, it's all good. What is your 5 least favorite Pokemon and why? Okay, sure. Let me think about that for a moment. Yeah, I don't usually read these ahead of time. If I had, I could have planned something here. Regigigas, Slackoff, and Slack King. Those 3 right off the bat because they have abilities which make them almost useless. Unless you play them, unless you're like an expert Pokemon player. And like know all about competitive battling and stuff. I'm just a casual Pokemon player, so those Pokemon are pretty much useless to me. So now 2 more. Oh, okay, it's one of the fossil Pokemons from Gen 5. Archaeops and its pre-evolved form. It's the rock flying one, the bird, it's kind of yellow and red. Because again, it has an ability which, I forget what it's called, like cowardice or give up or something. which makes it so that when its HP drops below half, all of its abilities get cut in half. It's the exact opposite of the way I would like to play. I would like a Pokemon where all of its abilities get higher when its HP gets low. Okay, moving right along, we got a few in a row from Lord Frunza. You are suddenly a space alien. Who would you assimilate first? I would assimilate all of the YouTube whores and consume them for dinner. Sonic is running around your house. What do? Try to whack him with a baseball bat or throw a Molotov in front of where he runs? Neither. I would just let him run around. I would watch him, you know? I mean, I seriously doubt he could make the place any more of a mess than it currently is. In fact, sometimes on TV shows and animations and video games and anime and stuff, if people run really fast, it makes a tornado that somehow makes a room become clean. So I'd be like, hey, Sonic, if you want to hang out in my room for a while, maybe run around in a loop, and all of a sudden, boom, clean bedroom. There you go. I'm having fun with these questions! Anyway, you are abducted by alien lollies. They intend to dissect you for research. What will you do? I'll let them. Final one from me. My brain hurts. Dr. Mario challenges you to a medical fight. As Mario is shoving pills down his patient's mouth, what are you doing? I am Dr. Sigma, and I am saving lives. While he's shoving the pills down his patient's throats, I'm shoving them up my patient's bums! Why not? An anonymous user asks, how much money, oh dear, how much money would it take for you to start an LP of I Wanna Be the Guy? Here's the same question in French. Combien d'argent faudrait-il te donner pour te faire un LP de I Wanna Be the Guy? Un moment, s'il vous plaît. Il faudrait des milliards de dollars. Millions and millions of dollars. Just the very concept of even playing I Want to Be the Guy actually just kind of made me feel a little mal de tête. I don't get LPs if I want to be the guy. Especially blind ones. I don't get why anyone would want to LP that. I don't even get why anyone would want to play it. It's not... Moving right along. Dragon asks, continuing forth. Oh, the continuing story. Apparently all the rabbits want the hack, and they all pile on top of you. There's so many of them that you get squished and die. The end! God, that went on for a long time, didn't it? Oh, that was fun. We must do that again sometime. Oh, Sotheby Buck got a new follower. Dirk Kyle Amsterdam. Perfect basic socks, tees, and shorts. T-shirts are 6 centimeters longer than normal ones. Get out. LOL Sama asks, if you were magically turned into a girl, what would the size of your breasts be? Oh dear, picturing self as girl. They'd be big. They'd be big, 38D. There you go, why not? Ryukin Geikcho asks, if you had to pick your favorite summon creature from any Final Fantasy game, what would it be? Also, do you prefer them as summons, eidolons, or faith? My favorite summon... It's gotta be Bahamut, you know? I mean, because it's usually the hardest one to get, and it's like he friggin' shoots space lasers all over the place and just does 9,999 damage, and I've never played anything beyond Final Fantasy VI, so, like, don't even understand the rest of your question. Yggdrasil asks, what is the square root of Dusty? Let me think about that for a minute. X squared equals Dusty. X equals the square root of Dusty, so X would equal square root of D times the square root of U times the square root of S times the square root of T times the square root of... 3. There you go. Jamie asks, if you could have a dog, or another dog, what kind of dog would you have and what would you name it? I'd have to have another corgi. I love corgis. I just fell in love with the breed. And it would depend on its gender. and it would depend on its personality, its coloring, etc. If it was a boy, I think I'd name it Butchie, because I know that my mother growing up had a dog named Butchie that she loved. And if it was a girl, I think I'd name her Nipper, because my father had a dog growing up named Nipper, and said he loved it, and it was a she. Ah. Okay, we got a bunch in a row from... I can't read. From... Good lord, what is this? Okay, there we go. From Dream Dog FS. Okay. Little John plus Little Wayne equals one Big John Wayne. It used to be the old John Wayne. But fight the good fight once again. Find the courage to bear the pain. Stand up till it finally falls. Bonus points if you know what song that's from. But to answer your question, Little John plus Little Wayne equals... Good lord, are these spam questions? I'm trying to decide if I want to answer these or not. Let me see, are they mostly good or are they mostly stupid? They're mostly good. Okay. Dream Dog FS. Oh, they're all by Dream Dog FS. Ask, shove it up your boobies. That doesn't sound possible. I can't even shove it between them because I'm not blessed with man boobs. And to shove it up them would require me to be lactating, which is generally not possible for males. You smell like poo-poo! Dude, you in the room? How do you know that? Because I do smell like poo-poo right now, because I've been rolling in shit. I love seeing, smelling, smearing, and hearing about shit. I beg to hear more. Do you eat French tomatoes? No, but I have the pen of my grandfather's aunt. Can I eat shabooty? Go right ahead. Nigeria is where the lives you... What? I don't even understand that. Sorry. Tatsudoshi ate a potato and hardly survived. That is very true. The consequences of Tatsudoshi eating a potato will never be the same. He done goofed. Smile big. Bye! I'm smiling right now. Yeah, you can't tell though, because there's no camera. Just kidding, I love you. Do you love me? Yes, I do love you, Dream Dog FS. I love you to pieces. Even though you look really frickin' bored in your avatar picture. Is this spam? No, it's not spam, it's a question. Spam is a delicious, quote-unquote, meat product made with, pork and ham and turkey and pig anuses, and it has a jelly on it that you don't want to eat. Does my spam have multi-purposes? No, your spam only has one purpose, to be eaten. Can I have a free Xbox? Sure, you can have a free Xbox. Just go to the store and say, like, hey, you know, I'd like an Xbox, please. And they'll be like, dude, you mean the Xbox 360? And you'll be like, no, I mean the Xbox, because that's what I want. I want a free Xbox. And they'll be like, dude, take it. You know, we've got a whole friggin' room full of them. We can't get rid of these things. We can't throw them in the trash because they're considered nuclear waste. So yes, you can have a free Xbox. Please? Oh, I see. You were assuming I said no to that question, but I didn't say no, so your please is unnecessary. But you work for Microsoft. Why not? Again, I didn't say no. You are allowed to have a free Xbox. I'm not going to give you one, but you're allowed to have one. Okay, I'm done for now. Is this okay? No, it's not okay, because I'm staring at the screen right now, and you have 1, 2, 3 more questions at least. Everything I've heard about you is probably true. Yes, everything you've heard about me is probably true. It might not be true, but it might be true. With a slightly bigger accent on the probably. Oh, and I just got another email. Why does the NFL keep sending me spam mail? Trying to sell me high-quality, authentic Detroit Lions licensed merchandise. Whatevs. Remember me? I was your friend when you were single. Well, first of all, I'm single now. And second of all, you remember me. You spent 4 months in my house. Is childhood is like being drunk? Does everyone remember what you did except you? Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right, yeah. Shmeev asks, do you consider yourself paranoid to any degree? Would you care to supply any examples? Well, look, just because I know that everyone is out to get me doesn't mean that I'm paranoid! Yeah. Okay, 3 in a row from Necropup Paladin. I like that. This is a question. Or is it? You just answered your own question. It is a question. See that little question mark at the end? That means it's a question. Yes. What is the most non sequitur thing you have ever seen or heard? Okay. Gross little story here. It was after work one day, probably about 12 years ago. Getting on the subway at North Station in Boston. And when I got on, I saw this homeless gentleman on the subway train. This is on the train now, mind you. He had no shirt. He was wearing, like, pants. He dropped his pants to the ground. He was not wearing any underwear. Grabbed the overhead bar with his hands and started pissing all over the place while waving his hips back and forth. Needless to say, I got off at the next station and got another train. That was... I've seen people urinating on the subway before, but never actually on the train. And even if I had seen one on the train, never to that degree. Never so ostentatious. Yeah. If you had to be any non-human animal, what would you be? I'd be some kind of turtle or tortoise. It just seems like that's the life. Yeah. Or I might be a kitty cat if I could be guaranteed that I would have a good home. But if I couldn't guarantee that I'd be in a good home, then I would be, you know, a wild turtle or tortoise. And I just hit the microphone. That's what's your... Okay, what do we got here? Squeegee. The combination of those... Never mind. What's your favorite Pokemon type, or types if you can't settle on one? Mine's Ice, followed by Dark, even though my favorite Pokemon's a Fire type. Also, for pronunciation purposes, should you have trouble with that, it's Squeegee. Happy face. I got it right. So, my favorite type by far is Steel. Not really sure why, but yeah, I've always been a fan of the Steel type ever since it existed. I'm a huge fan of the Steel type, and on my Pokemon Diamond game, I believe it is, if I can ever find it, I have a level 100 all Steel type team, which is pretty darn effective. I've even beaten, you know, humans with it, not just the computer. I don't do as well against a human if they know going into the battle that they're about to face an all-Steel team, because then they can prepare by having, you know, Flamethrower and Earthquake and stuff, although I do have some defenses against that. Like, Empoleon can resist a couple of Flamethrowers, and my Magnezone has Magnet Rise to deal with Earthquakes, and of course Skarmory's just immune to it, and my Bronzong has Levitate. Yeah, so it's a fun team. I don't know. Madaruad asks, "Hey, is this where the party's at?" No, sorry, this isn't where the party's at. Right now, the party's in Dewey Square in Boston. That's where the Occupy Boston thing is going on. Although, actually, I've heard that Occupy Boston has spread to Downtown Crossing, and that's really pissing the police off. Ooh, controversial. 3 in a row from Snorlag. Dear Duck Sigma, if you could have breakfast with a famous person, who would that person be and why? Also, what would you eat? I'd have breakfast with the 5,000th President of the United States, and I would eat macaroni and cheese with breadcrumbs on top. If you could have any firearm that currently exists, what would it be? One of those lasers that's, like, powerful enough to set things on fire and kill people. There you go. What is your favorite console role-playing game, and what system was it for? The original Final Fantasy for the NES. Haha! And Anonymous User asks, have you heard of the punk band Bad Religion? Yes, I have. Okay, 3 in a row from Dammit Christian. What celebrity would you bring back from the dead? That's a good question. I'd bring back Jesus Christ, because First of all, if I was even able to do that or not, would answer a lot of questions that people have. And second of all, if I was able to do that, then after I did it, it would answer even more questions, and the world would actually probably be a lot worse off with people fighting even more, even though I was trying to do something to help people out. Okay, I'll bring back Colonel Sanders instead. There we go. What person from your life would you bring back from the dead? My grandmother. Yeah. My grandmother on my mother's side. I mean, there's a lot of people I'd like to bring back, but I can only pick one would happen. How is quitting smoking going, Doc? I'm not even going to finish that question. That lasted about 2 weeks, yeah. So, yeah. I guess I'm just no quitter. Ha 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 ha. Mata Ruad asks, you! What will you do to quell the rising rebellion? Answer now and let the gods determine your fate. I will do nothing to quell the rising rebellion. I will join them as a foot soldier and rise up through the ranks. Sounds like fun. Alright, Chibi UFO asks, check out my new profile photo and respond. Okay, I shall. How do I do that? Click here. Okay, Good lord, what the fuck is going on in this picture? It looks like an enormous Blastoise is about to swallow a little tiny person. Is that a giant Blastoise about to swallow La Mesa from La Mulana? Oh dear, Chibi. You worry me now. Wait a minute! Is that related to that tweet you said recently where you were now Eggplant Wizard and you were going to turn people into eggplants? You are so silly, I love you. Jack RC11 asks, let's pretend the MPS crew are ponies. Okay. Tatsu's Pinkie Pie, Spazzy's Fluttershy, Corn's, a Fat Rainbow Dash, your Twilight. So does that make Cold a racist Applejack? Yeah, that sounds pretty darn accurate. Oh, yeah. Yes, Corn would be Appleboo. And his symbol, and his cutie mark would be a scarecrow with an apple for a head, dressed up in a KKK uniform. And his catchphrase would be, Peekaboo, Jigaboo, Appleboo. But said the way Cold talks, which I'm not even going to attempt to do. Because anytime I attempt to do, like, a fake accent, it just sounds like I'm trying to do a really offensive Indian accent, which I'm never trying to do. Oh, dear. Yeah, I'd be Twilight, sure, why not? Yeah, okay. Roleplay Humor asks, did I send you any questions yet? I think I did, but I honestly forget. Well, this is the first question in this session, but I know that in the last video you sent me a bunch of questions. I can't talk. In the last video you sent me a bunch of questions, which I answered, and you've sent me questions in the past, so if you were being facetious, then LOL. But if you weren't being facetious, yes, you've asked me questions before. Okay, we got a bunch in a row by Daniel Rydell. Haha. Are you a bad enough dude to blah blah blah? Yes, I am a bad enough dude to rescue the president, especially if he's going to share a delicious hamburger with me after I rescue him from the helicopter and defeat Kardoff not once but twice. Bum 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 bum. I've beaten bad dudes not only on the NES but also in the arcade. Do you have a clock that goes on your wall that you plug in? Interesting question, believe it or not. I have in my living room I have a clock that goes on the wall, but it does not plug in. It's battery powered. It's powered by a single AA battery. And well, how do you know when the power's starting to run out? Well, that's interesting, because the clock, when the battery is starting to run low, instead of it just kind of gradually slowing down and losing time, the clock does something very noticeable, very obvious. It starts ticking, the second hand starts ticking several seconds at a time. And it does that intentionally, with the idea being that you will notice it. And then you can change the battery. Interestingly though, even though it does that, it doesn't make the time go by any faster. The second hand will make 2 or 3 complete revolutions or rotations for each minute. It's really quite amazing. In the kitchen, I have a clock which goes on the wall that is plugged in, but I don't plug it in myself. It is actually hardwired into the wiring of the house, so there's really no way I could unplug it. Other than that, I have clocks which plug in, I have clocks which do not plug in, clocks which are battery powered, clocks which are wound up, but they're not on any wall. So no, that's not entirely true. I do have a Kool-Aid clock in the basement, which is battery powered, takes one AA. I don't think it currently has a AA battery in it, though. I got it back in the late 80s, early 90s with the little Kool-Aid points you used to get. You could collect them and, buy stuff in their wacky warehouse catalog. I even had a little cardboard box that I would put them in. Yeah, fun times. In other news, do you have a bulletin board? I mean an honest-to-God push pins to hold things on bulletin board. Yes, I do, actually. What's on it right now is basically a bunch of stuff from my childhood. Like some citizenship awards from kindergarten and some tickets from some stuff I went to a long time ago. And a postcard that I got from Scott Baio thanking me for participating in some sort of anti-drug program. I'm not even kidding. Dear Doc Sigma, what is today's secret word? William Shatner said yesterday's word was con. Well, folks, today's secret word is discord. If you say today's secret word, then Q will come from the Q continuum and take you away and sodomize you. There you go. Improbability. Seriously? Who brings a sword to a gunfight? I don't know. I think I would flip that around and say, who brings a gun to a sword fight? Have you ever gotten into a car accident? Let me think about that for a minute, actually. The closest would be when I was on an MBTA city bus with my girlfriend at the time. We were going to a mall, and the bus got rear-ended by an SUV. Everything was fine, but they still had to, stop traffic and bring the cops out and bring the bus inspectors out and stuff. That's the closest. I never... Oh, and then, of course, there was the time that the motorcycle hit me. When I was crossing the crosswalk, the motorcycle hit me, and the awesome thing was that even though a motorcycle hit me, the motorcycle is the one that went flying, and I escaped pretty much scot-free. My wrist got a little banged up, and I lost my wristwatch, but other than that, I was fine. Sora wa himi... Oh, what? Okay. Sora wa himitsu desu? I cannot answer that question, Sora wa himitsu desu, because it is a secret! See what I did there. What is your favorite brand of bottled water? I actually have a favorite brand of bottled water. It's Smart Water. It comes in, the big clear bottle. God, that sounded ridiculous. Yeah, it comes in the big kind of tube-shaped bottle, and it's vapor distilled, and it's just really good tasting, and it has electrolytes or some such nonsense. Yeah. Okay. If Doc Sigmabot and Pokemon Trainer got together, could the world be saved? No, the world would be destroyed because the bots would just start talking to each other so often that Twitter would become flooded. Incidentally, my father, who doesn't really know anything about Twitter, said he heard on the news today that every single day 1 trillion tweets are sent, and that every time you send a tweet it costs you 20 cents to do so. I'd love to know exactly where he heard that from, because it was just so badly wrong that it was hard not to laugh. Hi. Yeah. So, I've been eating these Pringles Sticks things. They are delicious. What is your favorite snack food currently? And as another follow-up, have you ever had a strange snack food? Strange snack food. Well, I had wasabi peas back before they were trendy. Back, when you couldn't get them just anywhere. I've had alligator meat on a stick. I've had buffalo meat on a stick. My current favorite snack food, I'd say, is probably... I've been eating a lot of Starburst lately for some reason. Probably because the vending machine at work has them. Yeah, there you go. Okay. As it turns out, life happened and I stopped watching your videos for a short time. Aww. However, I found life to be boring again mostly, so I have returned to these videos again. Did you in fact miss me? Pro tip, I know you don't know me. If not for that pro tip, I would have said yes, but now I can't even facetiously say yes. You've anti-facetious... What? That sounds like feces. Let's move on. When asking questions on Formspring, have you ever been logged out while posting? I just was. Well, I ask questions on Formspring maybe about once a month, so it hasn't really happened to me. Alright, and last one from him, at least for now. I know you're expecting me to ask you a question that has some detailed story with a surprise ending. I'm not going to do that here. Nope. So, how was your day? It was a good day. Well, technically my day has only been going on for 8 minutes because it's 12:08 in the morning. But my Monday was pretty good. Yeah, it was a good day. I'm going to have to say it was a good day. Yeah, Monday was good. Tuesday's going to be very busy for me. Wednesday is going to be both busy and stressful. And Thursday's going to be like my Friday. And Friday's going to kick ass. Yeah, okay. Ryokin Gekcho asks, okay, so I just beat Final Fantasy IX at level 69. I was considering showing off how to beat the final boss at a level that is not the max, since 99% of the Final Fantasy videos I see have the characters at level 99. Should I make the vid? Go for it, dude! Yes! Haha. Tattooed Yoshi asks, when was the last time you asked a question to your adoring stalkers? Think of... Oh, dear. Sometime last week, I think, I threw a question out to everybody asking if there's any food that you like, which, at least in your observation, everyone else in the world seems to think is absolutely disgusting. And I guess I might as well answer that question myself. Yes, I enjoy unsweetened chocolate, baker's chocolate. People, when they hear that, they have one of three reactions. They either, 1, don't know what I'm talking about, 2, assume that I'm lying, or 3, assume that I don't know what I'm talking about and that I must have eaten regular chocolate instead. But no, I like the chocolate that doesn't have any sugar added to it at all, that you use in baking. I love bitter food. What can I say? If I were a Pokemon, it would say, likes bitter food. Oh boy, how we doing? Well, 2/3 of the way through. Oh dear, we got about 1 million questions in a row from, I can't read. Yeah, from I can't read. Dresky, there we go. I just beat Time Zone without save states. What now? Okay, beat Time Zone without save states with, your controller upside down. There you go. What are your thoughts on the Legend of Zelda series? Not familiar with it. I must say, I'm not familiar with the Legend of Zelda. It sounds like something from New Jersey. If you had nothing to eat but ramen in your house, what flavor would you like it? Chicken flavor, please. Thank you. Is your theme song from Color Me a Rainbow? No, it's not. No, it's not. Sorry. At least you're trying. Jeans, khaki, or sweatpants, or if you prefer, pantsless. Well, pantsless if I'm at home alone. Otherwise, jeans. Yeah. Sweatpants are okay for pajamas, I guess. Khakis are okay for me if they're shorts. The Penosaur from last week evolved into a Raposaurus Rex, and it has tentacles. How do you kill it? Oh, come on, a Raposaurus Rex? I don't want to kill it. That sounds really awesome. I want to team up with it and have rape-tastic adventures. Please answer seriously this time, Doc. What would the best cup of coffee have in it, coffee-wise? Okay, fine. I'm a big fan of a brand of coffee called, of all things, New England coffee, and I particularly like their French roast. So it would have, that's what it would be. And it would be black, no cream, no sugar. When are you going to post another review on multi-purpose spam? Well, I have a bunch of stuff I want to review. Right now, I just honestly can't find it. I mean, I have dozens of things that I want to review, but... Yeah, for a while, my life had been kind of in a bad place, but now I'm slowly starting to get it back into a good place. And once my life is back in that good place, you'll start seeing a whole lot more of me on multi-purpose reviews. That's all I can say. A mudkip appears. Sodomize Y/N. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Because that's the only thing mudkips are good for. Do you tend to use salt/pepper a lot? I don't even own the stuff. Well, I do own salt and pepper. I never really add salt to anything, like as a condiment. I mean, I'll use salt in a recipe or whatever, but I don't add, like, additional salt to things. Like, for example, on French fries, my favorite thing to put on French fries instead of salt is malt vinegar, which is delicious. I do use pepper quite a bit, though, like on mashed potatoes and vegetables and, all that good shit. What are you going to dress up as for Halloween? Probably nothing. I'm 31 years old. I do have a somewhat funny story, though. Last year, on Halloween, I was in the office. I was working kind of late. It was Halloween night. And one of my coworkers had brought in his daughter, or son, I honestly forget which, let's just say it was his son. And he was dressed up as, I don't know, Cookie Monster or something, and he was going around with his father, going up to people and, quote-unquote, scaring them. Like, we go up to them and go, boo, and then the person would just kind of, go, you scared me, just kind of go along with it. So then they came up to me, and the father's like, then, aren't you going to scare him? And the kid just kind of stared at me and backed away, and shook his head no, and hugged his father. And I wasn't wearing a costume. So he was going around scaring people, and I, just sitting there, minding my own business, doing my work, scared him. Good times. Tag, you're it. Okay, no, Tag, you're it. There you go. You are now very, very old. What do? Probably die. How pulpy do you like orange juice? Oh, I like no pulp in my orange juice, actually. I mean, I'll drink it if there's pulp, but when I was little, it used to be the case that I could not have pulp in my orange juice, period. I would not drink it if it had pulp. I would actually run it through a strainer first if it had pulp. Nowadays, I'll gladly drink it if it has pulp, but if given the choice, I'd rather not have any. And when I buy orange juice, I always buy the stuff that says pulp-free. Yeah. Have you tried any flavored Smirnoff Ice yet? It's been a couple of weeks, LOL. No, I haven't, actually. I've recently had, the regular Smirnoff Ice, but, all the different flavored ones, I haven't really tried yet. Do you recommend them? What is your current mode of transportation? Mass transit. The MBTA, buses, subways, streetcars, trains. I don't want to start a huge argument, but... I banged into the microphone. No, I don't want to start a huge argument, but... Least favorite Sonic person? I'm assuming you mean Sonic character. I'm gonna have to say Bake the Cat. It just seems useless. Froggy! Where's my Froggy? We need an excuse to add a fishing minigame to Sonic. Last time I said derp. This time I'll say herp. Okay, you say herp, I say derp. Herpa-derpa-herpa-derpa-derp. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Well, according to the Xbox 360 game, I am. I actually did a video of it, a 2-part video. It was just kind of to test to see if I was able to record Xbox 360 stuff. If you go ahead and search YouTube for Is Doc Sigma Smarter Than a 5th Grader, you'll see that, yeah, I beat the game, yeah. Where is Carmen Sandiego? I don't know, but she was last seen with Waldo, if that helps. Also, where's Waldo? I swear I'm not reading these ahead of time. Oh, dear. Okay, moving right along. You come home and walk into your bedroom and you see thousands upon thousands of Fluttershy plushies. And how was your week? Well, my week's just started, dude. I can't really answer that yet. What was the worst episode of My Little Pony? I didn't like the one with where they went out to, like, Appalachia or whatever. The one with the buffaloes. I didn't care for that one. Although I really liked the part where they were talking about Fluttershy being a tree. I'd like to be a tree. Oh, so freaking cute. Ever get around to watching Cyber Chase? Nope. Seriously, though, Doc, what is it with you and sodomy? It's a fun word. And it forces people to think of an icky concept, a concept that most people think of as icky. And it's just a very clinical way of saying it. And I think I first started getting into the word when I used to read this webcomic called Space Moose, and at first it was kind of a serious science fiction comic, and then it eventually devolved into just a series of sodomy jokes, kind of like me. Why? Asked Drisky. I don't know. Why? Why ask why? Drink Bud dry. Stephen King! Yeah, I got nothing. Is he still writing anymore? Yes, he is. He's still cranking out several novels a day, it seems. Yeah. I dare you to make a video about Hong Kong 97. Well, not dare, but maybe you should get your frustrations out. You know, I might just do that. The world needs to see this game. It's really terrible. In a hilarious way. Here I am thinking the Guardian Legend is an RPG, and it's a shooter! Yeah, a lot of people have that confusion. It's not just a shooter. I mean, a lot of people, you know, if you have access to, you know, thousands upon thousands of NES ROMs, will just play it and for a few seconds, you know, and die and think, oh, it's a shooter. But it actually alternates between the shooting stages and an overhead kind of action RPG shooter type of thing. Kind of like the overhead stages in Blaster Master. I do plan on doing an LP of the Guardian Legend someday. I'm quite good at the game, and I think it's really quite awesome. I think another reason a lot of people get confused about it, besides just the name, is that when it came out, it was very heavily advertised alongside another game published by the same company called The Battle of Olympus, which was an RPG. I mean, it was an action RPG. It was a side-scrolling action RPG, extremely similar to Zelda 2. So people might kind of put those in the same bucket in their brains. Dusty! Why is your dog named Dusty? Because he's the color of dust. He's black and gray. I'm bored. Can you tell? Yes, I can tell. Do you own a top hat? Yes, I do. At least one. Possibly as many as 3. I'm having trouble remembering if those other hats are top hats or not, but I know that one's a top hat. No, definitely at least 2. Because I bought one when I was out in California with the Spammies. It's a collapsible one, but still. And it doesn't stand up very well. Okay. Worst movie? From Justin to Kelly. There you go. Favorite TV show? Law and Order UK. Most annoying commercial? Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Continue for about 30 minutes. When a man loves a woman, blank. Fill in the blank, Charles Nelson Riley. Okay, When a man loves a woman, he is soon going to become very, very poor. Okay. Toradoshi 12 asks, what beverage or snack food would you use in a metaphor about relationships? Relationships are like cocaine brand energy drink. They make you feel really awesome, but they can burn you if you're not careful. And also, people giggle about the name. Yeah, something like that. I got nothing. Or relationships are like balls brand energy drink because balls. There we go. Tell me a funny story, asks Yukin Geikcho. Okay, a funny story. Last night I had the strangest dream. I sailed away to China in a little rowboat to find you. But you said you had to get your laundry clean. Didn't anyone hold you? What does that mean? And you said, ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running, I won't touch ground. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. You just got break my stride rolled. Dreamdog FS asks, sad about Steve Jobs? Yes, I am. He died way too young. I mean, don't get me wrong, he wasn't like the best person in the world or like, you know, the most important person in the world or anything like that, but he was one of the big ones. He was a visionary. He invented some amazing stuff. And at 56, he died way too young. There was still a lot of inventions left in that brain of his. And pancreatic cancer is a hell of a way to go. I would not wish it on my worst enemy. Furious Vampire asks, hey Doc, do you have any interest in LPing any Kirby games? Maybe like as a quickie if I did it as, like, with guest commentary or in, like, you know, two-player mode or something, but not in general because they're way too well-known and they're way too overplayed. They're over-LP'd, you know what I mean? I don't really want to do anything that's over-LP'd. Toridoshi12 asks, how much of a whore is Euron? Oh, Euron's not a whore. Euron is a sweetheart. Euron's a teddy bear. I love Euron to pieces. And an anonymous user asks, do you still do streaming videos on your playing either ROM hacks or other games? Just checked out the 2 you have on your YouTube page and would love the chance to watch you play live. Yeah, I haven't done it in a long time, and you know how I talked about how I was in a bad place, but now I'm slowly getting into a better place? Well, once I finally settle into my good place in life, then the streams will start again. Damn it, Christian asks, has something of random chance or apparent insignificance ever noticeably changed your life? Taking a different route home, seeing an ad for something you've never heard of, etc. That is a fascinating question. No, but I know something like that happened to my parents when they were dating. They had planned on going to see that guy who was popular in the 70s, 60s, 70s, that transcendental meditation guy, the Maharasha guy. I'm not trying to be offensive, I just literally don't remember his name. He was giving a speech at some hotel conference, and they had tickets and they were going to go. They ended up not going because my mother felt sick. And it turned out that the conference didn't end up happening and that like a whole bunch of people got shot or something there. And another thing that happened like that to my father was he had planned on going out with 3 of his buddies, going out for a drive, and for some reason he just decided not to go. Or maybe he was forced not to go, I don't know, but in any event, the other 3 of them all ended up dying because their car got stuck on train tracks and hit by a train. On that incredibly positive note, let's wrap up this session with the Formspring question of the day. Yeah. What does your dream house look like? It is a penthouse condominium in Boston's Back Bay neighborhood, and it is staffed by an army of lollies. Yeah. Well, that wraps it up for this session of Formspring Questions. I really appreciate all the questions, guys. Keep them coming. You know I love them. I must love them, otherwise I wouldn't spend all this time answering them. www.formspring.me/Doc Sigma. Until next time, this is Doc Sigma signing off. Thanks, everyone. Hope you have a great day, or a great afternoon, a great night. Just have a great life. Thanks. See you around, folks. Cheers!